Greetings, Shining Bulls and Shining Bears, and welcome to the 18th episode of the Crypto Astrology Podcast. We are going to take a look at what this week holds for Bitcoin and Ether price, but first, please always feel welcome to check out the Shining Bull website, where I have all kinds of offerings for all suns, especially a trading signal service for day traders, a weekly forecast for both swing and day traders, predictive books, and book bundle deals. I especially recommend my Bitcoin by 2026 and my Ethereum by 2026 books. This is probably an important time to understand what the coming years will bring for Bitcoin and Ether, and these two books are valuable. In any case, if nothing is within your price range, then just follow me on Twitter and make sure to get notifications for this podcast, as I give out a lot of free info here and on Twitter. Now let's look at this week in Bitcoin and Ether price. Although I, the astrologer, live in Newfoundland, I am now giving these predictions as per UTC time. And I will preface by telling you that the first half of this week is much less exciting than the second half of this week. So, getting into this week, first, on Sunday late night UTC, when Moon hits Saturn's cuspal degree, there can be an important green candle. But especially on Monday late evening UTC, when Moon passes Venus in Cancer, I see a high likelihood of some actions taken by TradFi women or by women judges, creating an important green candle for both Bitcoin and Ether. Then, Tuesday evening, I see Moon's entrance into Leo in trine to Rahu in Aries, creating an immediate red candle. But then, beginning very shortly after midnight on Tuesday, the direction starts to change. Green candles will start happening in a way that will end up showing up as an upward pattern on the daily charts for Bitcoin and Ether. This upward trend will become most clear beginning in the early afternoon on Wednesday, when Moon transits with Mercury in Leo. But again, it will have had its beginnings right after midnight on Tuesday. This price climb will take us through all of Wednesday and Thursday, and it can be impressive. It will be related to an administrative decision or stance, likely regarding ETF filings. However, when Mercury turns direct on Friday night, I forecast an important drop. This is because the market needs to correct before further good news regarding ETF filings. On Saturday late night, I see an important upward movement happening. And to give you a preview on next week, it is possible that an upward movement that begins Saturday late night this week continues into the first half of next week and then ends next Wednesday due to a decision made by Gary Gensler's SEC and Gary Gensler specifically. So that was a weekly forecast for the week ahead in Bitcoin and Ether price, with a little bit of a preview on to next week. For intraday traders, my trading signal service is best, and my weekly forecast is also key for day traders and swing traders alike. Meanwhile, my books give the larger market context, which is also important for everyone to understand and also quite important for investors. And now is, by the way, a likely great time to get my book Bitcoin by 2026 and my book Ethereum by 2026 if you do not already have them. This is probably the best time to get those books. So, on the website shiningbull.com. Next, let's talk about some news from the past week. Again, although I, the astrologer, am physically located in Newfoundland, I am referencing UTC time zone as opposed to my time zone here. So this is going to be about Solana, and if you are a Sol token holder, you should listen through to the very end, because I'm going to give a huge amount of information here for Solana people, like a lot. So listen to the end. All right, let's get started. On September 1st, recently, Rune Christensen, who is MakerDAO's co-founder, suggested using a fork of the Solana blockchain for MakerDAO's new chain, which will host MakerDAO's new system of sub-DAOs that I'm not going to go over here, but it's like almost like a new chapter for MakerDAO. So, but it doesn't involucrate MKR token or DAI tokens. It's a new chapter, so anyway, so for that interface of the sub-DAOs, he believes that Solana blockchain is the best technical choice. So that decision caused somewhat of an uproar, maybe, and I think that Vitalik sold perhaps the equivalent of $500,000 worth of MKR token as a statement in response to that, I suppose, as many were disappointed that that Rune Christensen voted for Solana as their blockchain of choice instead of Ethereum. So that was a little bit of a vote of confidence, though, of course, for Solana, right? Then, very soon afterwards, on September 5th, Visa, credit card company Visa, announced that they'll be using Solana blockchain for their cross-border stablecoin settlements. And so anyway, both of these events show strong votes of support for Solana from both decentralized finance and also from traditional finance sectors. Now, as an astrologer, however, I see that Solana on the short term faces some challenges, because just after this optimistic news was coming in for Solana, Jupiter turned retrograde near Solana's natal Venus, and Solana's natal Venus is not very good for Solana a lot of the time. He rules Solana's 3rd and 8th houses, and he's in a very touchy position in the chart, and that Solana's natal Venus is one of the main reasons for Solana's biggest challenges to date. And as you probably know, Solana has faced some very large challenges to date. Anyway, next, soon, on October 2nd, a new astrological period begins for Solana, which looks problematic, and that is the Sun Bhukti of their Saturn Mahadasha. And then, at year's end, at the very end of this year, another, I see sudden losses for Solana and for Sol price when Jupiter turns direct in trine to their natal Ketu, while Ketu is transiting in their 7th house of partnerships. So first of all, there can be sudden losses with relation to a partnership, and Sol price is also can be impacted negatively because of the placement of that natal Ketu. So anyway, nonetheless, I do see that drop will likely be short-lived, lasting only through to the end of January, when another sub-period of Jupiter will kick in and help them kind of solve some problems there. But I do see a serious drop through to the end of January. So basically, from now through to the end of January of 2024 doesn't look good to me as an astrologer for the Sol token. However, from March 30th, 2024, next year, March 30th, through to early June 2024, I see that Sol will experience a price surge upwards due to Jupiter trining natal Jupiter, natal Mars, and natal Saturn, 3 planets that are important for Solana's institutional partnerships, such as their partnership with Visa. And that can create some very nice fast gains for Sol token holders. But after this, I see another strong price drop is likely for Sol. The fact is that Solana's natal chart has some serious issues because of its launch timing, the token launch timing at the new moon while moon was waning. A highly unfortunate moment for their launch. And then also because of the positions of their natal Venus, natal Mercury, and their natal Rahu Ketu. Its other planets, Solana's other planets are very strong, but those 4 planets cause them a lot of serious problems. So anyway, the most significant gains for Sol token, as I see it, as a financial astrologer, only begin around mid-May of 2025 due to the aspect of of Jupiter and Saturn on natal Jupiter, followed by the Saturn-Mars Dasha Bhukti, which will be very powerful for Solana. And this will last until late May of 2027, but at that point, late May of 2027, Solana can face very, 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 very serious challenges. I am not a financial advisor. I am a financial astrologer, and I'm not. But me personally, I would get out of. If I held Sol, I would not hold it after late May of 2027, but that's on the very long term. Anyway, interestingly, this period of most powerful gains for Sol, which as I said goes from mid-May of 2025 through to late May of 2027, overlaps with a challenging period, very challenging period for Ethereum, as I detail in the Ethereum by 2026 book. So it's possible that while Ethereum struggles in the year 2026, Solana and Sol might benefit. So on the longer term, Sol can show surprisingly powerful gains, again, from mid-May of 2025 through to May of 2027. But then by May of 2027, astrological signs, as I mentioned, indicate potential major problems for Solana. So that's all for this week, and I'll see you next week.